Joseph Kuri, and I am the founder of Techlabari and CEO of User Hub Africa, which is a UX design agency in Ghana. And I'm with my co-host,
Eric Popolampoku, founder of UX Ghana.
So today we're doing another review of another app. I guess you could say another popular app in Ghana. So today we're doing a review of Hubtel. So Hubtel is, I guess, it started out as a simple payments app, but now it's kind of evolved
Bulk
into
SMS.
Bulk SMS. But now it's kind of evolved into a payment / super e-commerce. So basically it's like a super app.
Exactly.
You can do various things, or you can buy food, you can pay for credit, just a lot of options. So today we're doing a deep dive review about the app, basically just looking at the navigation, how it works, the UI design, looking at the security side, profiles, privacy, security, everything all at once as far as the whole user experience of the application. So we'll just dive into that. Eric, what's your first thoughts about Hubtel?
Yeah, I think just like you rightly said around what they do, and from their inception, I think they've been in the ecosystem for quite a number of years now. And I see a lot of UX, UI designers having that company tagged as one of their best companies they would want to either work with or, even if it's the training, they would want to pass through it because it's seen as one of the good, hubs to, sharpen up your skills as a product or UX, UI designers. And I'm quite interested in what they would want to or have to offer with this review we are about doing. So stay tuned.
So yes, just on the first impressions of the opening the app, I have to say one thing is, this is what I would say is called cognitive load, too much cognitive load. Because
above the bar.
And the reason I'm saying that, because once you log or just open the app and you've logged in, there's certain things. Sure, the search menu or search features at the top, so like search Hubtel, but below that then there's these options of sending money, Airtel data and stuff. But when you start scrolling down the app, then you see there's a food option to buy food. There's a nice little pictures of food you can purchase.
Right.
But then when you go down again, there's other things you can buy, sprays, like perfumes or things like that. And then when you start going down again, you see more things. You can buy water, you can buy juice, a lot of things. And then after that, then there's some customer reviews, which is kind of random in a way. Somebody else reviewed Watche, somebody else reviewed a service for Starbites, things like that. Then when you keep scrolling down, then there's another section for mobile money, send to mobile money, send to bank, pay merchants, and you keep scrolling down. And it's kind of an endless scroll in a way, because you keep scrolling down, there's pay your bills and everything else. So in a way, it's a lot of information just on the home screen already.
Yeah.
So it's kind of cluttered in a way. And the thing is, on the home screen itself, there's no like navigation.
Right.
Like at the bottom of the screen. So it's like
flat.
It's just like endless scroll. And I'm still scrolling as we've been talking all this time. So like I'm still scrolling like, wow, okay. And I guess to the bottom is like, wow, it's a lot of things on the screen all at once. So now you don't know where to go. There's no like category. You can just go like, okay, I want to pay airtime thing, unless you scroll all the way back to the top.
Exactly.
So it's a lot of information all at once. A little cluttered. It could be done better.
Better, exactly.
Like they just. What do you think, Eric? What do you think about this?
I 100% side with you.
Yeah.
This is something they really, really, really need to look at again, because as a first-time user, having to land on the home screen and getting all these actions to do at a time, again, increases my frustration as a user again, because I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I am believing right on the home screen, even if you are going to place all these items because you believe you are serving the customers with these very items, you would want to serve them as a customer, as a company, because this is or these are the services you do. At least have some clear categorizations.
Yeah.
Just so as a user, if I'm on here to maybe find something around e-commerce, I know where to go.
Exactly.
If I'm on here to do payments, this is where I go.
Yep.
This is the action I take by clicking.
Yep.
But everything is just cluttered on the page,
Yep.
and you just have to scroll to be able to reach where or what you want to do.
Yep.
So I think right after the search bar having kind of a pill action, where it says maybe payment,
Yeah,
e-commerce,
exactly,
this, that,
exactly.
etc. It makes it easier to be able to go through in terms of navigation, and
Yeah.
removes the cognitive load of customers.
Agree.
It makes it easier for you to go through
Agree.
without having to scroll down you'd have to do about 3-4 scrolls before you are able to see something around body spray or body splash, which I think again takes a lot of time for users to be able to go through that. So again, I guess Hubtel can do a good job.
Yeah, absolutely agree. It's too much information all at once. Way too much information. Yeah, as you were saying, have a nice little pill like design at the top, like, oh, this is for payment, this is for groceries, this is for food. So at least everything is kind of segmented or just kind of categorized and so on. Because now I've come here like, oh, there's food. I didn't know that. Now it goes down again. Oh, there's food. There's juice. I'm like, I can buy things. Yeah, I didn't know that. Or maybe just have like a large e-commerce section. Here's a payment section. Here's a grocery delivery section. So I don't have to go through that. I mean, at the top, they do a nice job at the top where you can say send money, there's airtime, internet data, but maybe it should be segmented into another little category by itself. Yeah, so on first glance, a little too much. Navigation could be better. Because again, there's no like navigation screen, so everything just like dumped on you at once. Yeah, if you had to kind of rate just the home screen or just the navigation, how would you rate it as?
I mean, when it comes to having to bombard the user on consuming all these contents at a go, is one that is really, really frustrating. And for that, I'll give it a 6.
6? Oh, wow. I'll kind of be a little less generous. I'll give it a 4.
Oh, right.
Yeah, because it's too much information. Like, I'm a first-time user. I jump on the app and it's like, here, everything at once.
You have everything.
So I'll give it a 4. It could use a lot of work. At least have a navigation either at the top to segment it, or just have a navigation bar at the bottom. Because having to endlessly scroll through something is frustrating. Absolutely. Yeah. As far as UI design, I would say as far as UI, even from the home screen, okay, it's clean. I like the fact it's clean again, but still cluttered, but it's clean. If you go to the top, for instance, and I'm clicking, let's say, the airtime section, it's a little bit confusing because I click on airtime and I'm getting little features. So the first time I click airtime, the top labeler is labeled favorites.
Which is confusing.
Yeah, because I didn't click on favorites. So let's say
it's like you entered the wrong room.
Yeah, so let's say I click on favorites and I just like turn my head. I didn't notice it. And I'm coming back to the app. I'm like, why am I on favorite? I thought I click on airtime.
Airtime, exactly.
Like, now I'm confused. I mean, there's have a little button that says called new, but what is new? What does that mean?
Exactly. It should be clear.
Yeah, very clear. Like, am I paying, like, buy airtime could be a better descriptor.
Exactly.
Things like that. So same thing with the internet data itself. It still goes back to favorites. Again, what is favorites?
Exactly. I mean,
again, and you have another new. I'm like, okay, what is new? First of all, I don't know where I'm at because I click on favorites. So once I click on new, what is new?
New, exactly.
I don't know. And funny thing is, now you've put the navigation at the bottom.
At the bottom.
Now I'm
which
confused.
wasn't on the home page.
Yeah, no, it's still,
or the landing page.
Yeah, no, it's confused. It's more confusing now.
Yeah.
Same thing with other things. So, I mean, car insurance, don't click car insurance, they've labeled it perfectly. Car insurance.
Exactly.
Which is good. Now, it's not consistent with the other sections.
Again. So, consistency is another issue.
Yeah, consistency is not good enough. Yeah. So, same thing with SMS money. I click on SMS money, and now the labeler is called sent.
Ooh.
Now, I don't understand. SMS and money, what is sent? Is the SMS I've sent?
Is it
the money I've sent? So again, it's very confusing.
Exactly.
It says send a message. Now I'm like, okay, so I'm sending an SMS to my contacts. But you said your labeler said SMS and money. So where is the money coming from? So it's inconsistent, kind of confusing. Maybe just be SMSs or SMS and money. I don't know. So what do you think about?
Exactly. I think they have to be very, very well descriptive with their labeling when you land on the new page from where you last clicked or where you previously clicked. Because like Joseph said, You click on the, is it send money?
Yes, send money. So SMS and send.
SMS and send money, and then you land on the screen, and then the label you see at the top is sent.
Yeah.
What did I send?
Yeah.
I've not sent anything.
Yeah.
I'm about to send, and
Yeah.
you're saying send. So it's like a past and present tense
Exactly.
mixed up. So for the customer, he or she would be confused as to what to do.
Exactly.
Has he probably clicked on something that is different, or has made a mistake on clicking on that very action? So again, it's like you're not going according to users' expectation.
Exactly.
And so this is what they clicked, and they are getting a different thing.
Yeah.
So again, Hubtel, I believe you can do a good job
Yeah.
at this.
Yeah. Even when I click on utilities, again, it takes me to favorites.
Which is confusing.
Yeah. I mean, like a better thing would be like, when I click on utilities, you give me all the utilities. Ghana Water, ECG. Then I go specifically into that.
Exactly.
So right now, I've added a meter here, but thinking if I'm a first-time user and I come, I've added anything.
Yeah.
They're telling me favorites. What's his favorites?
Favorites, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, as far as UI design, I really can't give you a lot of kudos here because it could be far, far better. I mean, if I had to score it, I'd give it like a 5. I mean, you know what? I should give it a 4.
Yeah.
Not because it could be bad. I mean, it's confusing because I can see people being frustrated when they come in and say, what is this? I clicked on airtime, I'm getting favorites. I haven't had any favorites. Now you're telling me to add favorites. Is that what I'm supposed to do?
All right.
Click on a new and now you're saying pay. It's very confusing. So I'll give it a 4.5 to a 5 as far as UI design.
Yeah. I think I lean on the same tangent with Joseph. Because again, I expect much from Hubtel with what they've been able to do over the years within the ecosystem.
Yep.
And so I believe I expect better from them.
Yep.
I myself would give them a 3, unfortunately.
Okay, so you're less generous. Okay. Yeah, even funny enough, again, even coming back to the navigation design, of course, at the top there's a profile and there's notifications. Now, notifications usually indicates that I'm going to get like notifications as far as payments.
Exactly.
Done,
for something you've done and actually performed.
But when I go into notifications on the app
what does it say?
Yeah, so it's loading a bit. Let's quickly see what happens. Oh, now it's saying it's quiet in here. Doesn't have notifications. Okay. But before that.
Okay, we could go back and then come in again to see if you would get the same response.
Yeah. Let's see.
Again, the load time is another issue. Yeah. But again, we can compensate for that.
I mean, okay, yeah. So it's quickly blunt here, but funny enough, I have done previous notifications and
it's not showing.
Yeah, so it's like
where's my money?
Yeah, where's everything?
Or where are my transactions? You see,
exactly.
These are very core things that users expect from a platform as this. Sorry to say, but again, where you've performed previous actions or transactions, you expect to see them there just so if probably I've sent money to someone specifically, I don't have to go through the route of doing it again. I can instantly from my previous transaction or history, I can easily go there, tap to send to the person again. If it happens that this is a particular person I usually send money to on a frequent base, it makes it easier for me as a user to easily do that.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Yeah, and if we even go to the account section, now we have like different options. The profile section, it could be, it's an interesting part because I think we did previous review where we were looking at an app called Yellow Card.
Right.
And we were looking at their profile section and they gave you like, okay, transactions, they gave you security details, they gave you preferences and things like that. When I come to the Hubtel account section, the first thing I'm getting is transactions, transaction summary, and something called Pay Small Small.
Ooh, interesting. And what's that about?
Let's click on it and see. So it's about, I think it's a credit thing. So you need to add your Ghana card to generate a credit score, which is interesting.
Pay Small Small.
The problem I'm having with this side is that they didn't label it. So I see Pay Small Small and like, what does that mean? So you could have put like maybe a little label at the bottom that says check your eligibility or credit score or what this is about. What is Pay Small Small? I don't know what it is. So you can actually, give more information.
A helper text.
Exactly. A helper text to say, okay, check your credit score to see if you can pay in installments or installment payments, something like that.
Yeah.
The other options, when I click on my profile, I haven't completed all my details, but there's some things that I think I'm missing. For instance,
All right.
personal settings.
Okay.
For instance, maybe I want to do something with notifications.
All right.
I don't see it in the profile
In the
section
profile,
or
which is
anything like
interesting.
that. Only options I have is my personal details, mobile money, my ID, and they have something called optional, which is optional security pin.
Interesting.
I think that's
Optional security pin
yeah. So basically, I think when you're doing a payment, you can actually have a pin to verify.
to
the payments.
verify. Okay.
It's good, but there's not enough options for other type of payments. I think we also did a review with Express Pay, and we saw that you could pay with Face ID.
Exactly.
Same way you look at, you could pay with two-factor authentication or things like that. But with Hubtel, it's not giving you enough information as far as
Quite rigid.
exactly. This has a security pin, which is not bad. I like that part.
Right.
I can actually put in my security pin. But as far as other options, that seems to be very limiting.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Exactly. Yeah, I think I absolutely side with you. I think the rigidity is something users are not so much inclined to. Giving them options is the way to go. If you have their security also embedded in the app, not just any options, but options that are tied to their security in the sense that they don't go off track, and even if they go off track, they are able to recover.
Yeah.
So it's one of the very key things I would probably nudge Hubtel to also look at giving options for how they can make their payment, and not just on a one payment option they can go with. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So there's a lot of things that can be done here as far as having more options. Again, more security. Again,
Right.
I've always said when it comes to payment apps, the more security, the better. So
Exactly.
I think to be good to have that. More labels.
Right.
Yeah. And I just think that, for instance, I don't see any settings here for my account. So if I want to now go and say, like, for instance, I want to delete my account, what are the options?
There is nothing like that.
I don't see any options for privacy. Like, okay, maybe they have terms and policies, so maybe they have that. So
But do they have the option to change password or PIN?
Interesting. There is a. Okay, let me see the personal details. So I have options to change my name and my email.
Okay.
There's a PIN as well.
PIN reset.
Password, I don't see it here.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So again, a lot of things can be redesigned on this section just to make it a little more holistic. Because my profile, I understand, but having my transactions and my transactions somewhere here, I would
The correlation isn't
Yeah, I would prefer it on maybe the home screen
right.
to see, or maybe notifications to
Right.
see. But having it in my profile, I don't know. It's a little off. I understand it being there, but still off for me.
Exactly.
Because in profile screens or profile settings, you expect to see some things like security, email details, and profile options, but not necessarily transactions.
Right.
So this could do some work.
Exactly.
Yeah. Performance-wise, I mean, it works fine, I think. Very fast, very fluid. When you click on an option, it goes straight into the option. As far as performance, I like it. Error handling, again, when I go back to the home screen, I try to click on something, I see favorites. It gets confusing. Error handling, let me try something. I like the fact that when you're entering a number, you have your options to actually select from your contact list.
Nice.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Apart from that, performance is pretty good. I like the form. It's fast, which is good. But again, just the overall design of it kind of takes away from the performance because, again, I'm confused and everything else. What do you think about?
Yeah, I think given our very good pointers, I guess a lot could be done here. Probably we're looking at the information architecture to better understand what users expect in terms of the placement of items and where they expect items to be. Again, there are several methods you can run: cart sorting, affinity mapping, to better understand what users are primed to and where they expect certain items to be under certain categories. It makes it even more easier for users to easily go to. If not, your customer care will be bombarded with a lot of calls or a lot of queries because customers are getting frustrated they send money or they do this action and they are not seeing it as the expected area or expected point. So again, to reduce the burden on your customer service area, I guess some of these things can be relooked at and then retired. And then on the event of the profile area, where I think you mentioned there was something around transactions. Okay. I understand it could happen that because the profile is about you, so they are trying to probably position everything about you there, which could be a good one. But again, these are items that are really core to the heart of customers, and they would want to see it at a go without having to go through some number of clicks before they access those areas. Again, accessibility is the thing, and reducing the number of clicks is one thing to also look at. So with that, again, Hubtel, you would have to relook at that. I probably would give it on a score basis, would give it a 5.
I would echo that as well. When you mention customer care, one thing that hits me is that, okay, I want to find the help section. Right. Now, again, because of the way the navigation is designed, I can't find the help section. If when I go to my profile, I'm looking for help, I don't see it. So do they have a customer care line? I don't know. Do they have email I can actually hit to support? It's not there as well. So again, it's kind of a cluttered design.
Right.
Maybe there is a help section, but I don't see it. Funny enough, if I click on an item with food and I'm going to one specific item, I think it was in here. I was just going through it really quick. For instance, I just go and I'm looking at an option to buy something here.
Right.
And I click on it. It's when I go down and I see something called need help.
Ooh.
On the food. So basically I clicked on something.
It is an area you wouldn't expect it to be there.
Exactly. So I click on an item that is for, I guess it's medicine or something. And now at the bottom of that, when I'm placing the order, before they add to your order, there's something called need help. And I can ask a question about this specific item. So I can't ask a question about the app itself, but I ask a question about the item.
The item you're purchasing. Interesting. I mean, it's a good one, it's
good. I like that. But then if I have a problem with the app itself, how do I contact Hubtel to actually get, more broken down details about maybe I made a wrong purchase, I want a refund for my money.
Right.
Where do I go?
Exactly.
There's no information about calling the customer care line. There's no even basic email. There's no chat bot or anything I can communicate, no WhatsApp, nothing. So again, as far as customer support and even manuals or even help, it's lacking, which is bad. But so as you said, I'll totally give it a 5. I mean, it could be so much better.
Right.
I understand they're trying to do a super app, but when you're doing super apps, you need to be very detailed and very forceful or deliberate when it comes to help sections.
Exactly.
Or people just come up and they get lost. So I'll give it a 5 for sure when it comes to maybe even customer support and help.
Right.
But overall, what do you think about the app? I think we've been going through it. We've been nailing it on some other things. but what's overall? What do you think?
Overall, I think Hubtel has done a good job when it comes to the UI, specifically the use of color. I don't for colorblind people landing on a page, I think has been treated quite well, that you can easily go through without so much hurdle. And if I should probably give this to someone older, because I'm looking at the target audience here, I think you could easily navigate through without much hassle. If you should be within the ages of 40, 50, 60, it's easier to go through. Aside the very items we've labeled to be looked at, I think generally in terms of the UI, the typography is also quite clear and legible to be able to read without having to bring it closer to your eyes. And I've spoken about the color contrast or the contrast area. Again, the legibility around the UI, the use of color, and the experience. I think the load time could also be looked at. Again, customers are quite impatient and expect things to be fast. So I think specifically on the notification area, if it would take a bit of some seconds to reload, you can use either the skeleton loader or probably have another option that could reduce the wait time of users. So I think that would be it for it under the UI, the UX. The navigation is something again that can be looked at because
Absolutely.
again on the home screen you don't see the bottom navigations. You have to click on one of the tiles on the home screen before the bottom navigation appears, which is again jarring and quite shocking for a user to see.
Yeah.
It looks like a little bit of some dark patterns running here and there, not so detailed, but a little of it's been sprinkled around, and I believe could be done better. So I think I've touched on a number of things that could be looked at in terms of the performance being inclusive of it.
Yep.
Which one again? Security, we've talked about it.
Security, as well.
I think, pretty much on a general basis, I would give it a 5 again.
5. Yeah, so for me, I can echo most of the things you're talking about. Navigation, it could be far, far, far better. I know you're trying to do like a super app, but again, if I'm trying to navigate a super app, I need to know, I need the app to have all these sections in line.
Exactly.
Like if I'm making payments, let me have a payments section I can go and make all my payments. If I'm having a food section, let me have all my food and grocery sections in one place. Right now on the home screen, everything is cluttered and put together. It's a mess. I'm sorry to say, it's a mess. I don't want all that information just bombarded on me. I just need, if I want to buy food, let me go in my section for food. And just to get the food. Security-wise, it could also be better. Honestly, other apps, if you looked at, they had very good security. You know, pins, Face ID, two-factor authentication. They had all that. Hubtel seems to be lacking in that department. Again, when it comes to payments and payment apps, I'm really, really firm on security because I want to make sure that I can secure my app in any way or shape possible. UI, again, I think the UI is very simple. I think they do a good job with actually designing because on the food app, I like the food section on the homepage where you can see the food that you want to buy. So jollof rice is there. I can see what it all look like. The noodles is there. I can see. Unfortunately, it's not put in a well organized manner. Which could be better. Loading some things could be done well. Notifications. I don't know why it takes a while to load notifications when there are no notifications. But apart from everything else, I'm really hung up on the home screen. I think it could be far, far better as far as design and everything else. Profile screen as well could be better as well. Better labels for like the pay small feature. That could be done better.
Exactly.
But overall, if I had to give it I think I also give it a score of between 5.5 and 6. Lots of room for improvement. Yeah, I mean, I think Hubtel does a good job with designing other apps. I think they could do a better job with their mobile app. I know you want to do a mobile super app, but again, there's so many other better super apps who are more well designed.
Yeah.
So maybe they can take a hint from them and try to go in and just tweak a little things and make it fit better.
Exactly.
As you said, do card sorting, let's go back to the drawing board and look at the app and see how can we make it better for the end user.
Exactly.
So I'll give it like a 5.5.
There you go.
I could have given a worse score, but again, you have some things that are working for you well here, but again, you could do better as far as being Hubtel. You've been around for a long time. Way better. But that's basically our review of the Hubtel app. So thanks for watching. So if you have any comments, please leave them down below in our YouTube page. But this has been a UX review of the Hubtel app. So again, I'm Joseph from User Hub Africa.
I'm Eric from UX Ghana.
So
catch you on the next.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.